Ijaz Nusrat for his introduction post.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sumaira. Uh, Before we dive into this strategy session, I want to take a quick moment to introduce myself for those I haven't met yet. My name is Ajaz Nusrat. By day, I am a solution architect at NTT, where I have been since 2015. I have spent over 20 years in the IT industry, backed by a master degree in information technology with a focus on data science. My daily work involves designing complex, large-scale tech solutions and helping organizations navigate digital. I love the technical side of my job, solving puzzles and building secure, scalable systems. I am currently serving as the Vice President of Engagement and Employment Development for the Professional Development Council. My goal for this session is to take all those years of industry experience and share practical, no-nonsense advice with you all, so you can walk away today with the confidence and the tools to take your next big step. Over to you, Sumera. You are on mute.
Thank you. So now I would like to introduce myself. I'm Smira Naseem, one of the hosts of this program today, having master's degree in mathematics and another master's degree in uh, information technology, majoring in data science. I have nearly 18 years of work experience, out of which I have spent almost 7 years in public sector. Currently, I'm working as a senior data and insight analyst for one of the ministries here in New Zealand. Keeping different hats of busy mom, full-time employee, and community work keeps me entertained enough in life. And I welcome you all in this series on taking time for registering and joining us today. Welcome everyone to our Job Seekers and Employment Support webinar. Whether you are actively looking for work, thinking about a career change, or wanting to support your now through their job search, you are in the right place. Today is all about giving you practical, actionable advice. We will be covering everything from writing a CV that actually gets read, to understanding your employment rights here in Aotearoa, and how to tap into the hidden job market. So for that, now we will move towards the important part of this session, that is the topics. Definitely we are going to cover CV, cover letter, and transferable skills, time, when is the right time for the job hunting, any key takeaways to get ready, interview competency, we will be talking about the STAR technique, New Zealand workplace culture and rights, and LinkedIn and Seek optimizations for you. In the webinar layout, we will try to keep it interactive for our audience, and there will be chance for our attendees on receiving answers on your queries live. We do have industry experts on our PDCNZ platform that we will be available throughout these webinar series to help on your queries and learning the job environment of New Zealand. Based on the interests of our audience, we will choose the topics and fields to discuss through our panel discussions. It is just the start. Stay tuned with these upcoming series to have most out of these. Our experts from different professions will be there to help you gain this knowledge. Without further ado, I would pass on to Ijaz now for taking you through to start this journey.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sumaira. Alrighty, let's start. A lot of questions being asked about is it good time to start a job search? I always say, before you even start applying, it's worth asking yourself if it's the right time to move on. Career expert Lee Lambert suggested asking yourself a few questions like, have you been in your role for more than 2 years? Are you still learning? Or have you hit the wall? Look at your current workplace. Are there opportunities for growth? And do you still feel aligned with the company's values? If you aren't playing to your strength or reaching your full potential, it might be the time to start looking. This is a self-reflection framework as outlined here on your screen. But some may argue that staying more than 2 years brings stability, but stagnation occurs if learning stops. More importantly, working in an environment misaligned with your core ethics lead to burnout and stress. So, if you answer no to more than 3 of these questions, it is officially time to begin optimizing your CV. So here are the get ready techniques for you. So if you have already decided it's time to look, here is how you prepare, that is clarity before action. First, reflect on what you actually want. You will have much more success if you have targeted intent, rather than just firing off hundreds of applications. Update your update your CV with your most recent accomplishment. Refresh your Seek profile so recruiter can easily find you. Finally, start tapping into your network. Reach out to past employer or peers just to get a feel for the market, and start practicing your interview stories so you are ready when the call comes. Now the question comes, where do you find those jobs? You should know that only 30% of the jobs are actually advertised on public job boards. The rest make up the hidden job market. To tap into this, you need to be proactive. Network, register with industry-specific recruiters, and don't be afraid to approach companies directly. Look into community notices and IV networks. So sometimes a 15 minutes coffee chat can open a door that a standard application never could. I want to emphasize more on the hidden market. Companies avoid listing roles publicly because that will cost them money, time, and administrative load. Often they prefer firing jobs through internal referral or proactive applications. I mentioned here information interview. An information interview is not about asking for a job directly. It is asking, I admire your company. Could I ask you 3 questions about how you got into this industry? Why? Because people love talking about their career. This builds a warm network that pays off when a job does open up. So when you land the interview, preparation is your best friend. Research the company thoroughly. For answering questions, I highly recommend the STAR technique, which is situation, task, action, result. It stops you from rambling when you are nervous. The common mistake I see, people usually spend 80% of their answer describing situation only. Describing the situation, and only 20% on their actions. They ramble on context. The interviewer wants the opposite. Spend 20% on situation and task, and 80% on action and result. Always use I did instead of we did. The employer is hiring you, not your previous team. Also, always have 2 to 3 questions prepared for them, because an interviewer is a two-way street. You are interviewing them just as much as they are interviewing you. Some great questions to ask the employer, like what does success look like in the first 90 days, or how does the team culture here, or how many teams are working alongside this role. So these are some of the tips that you may ask at the end of your interview. This is my personal favorite and important for someone who is stepping into the job market for the first time. Let's talk about leveraging transferable skills. A lot of people feel unqualified when looking at the job description, but employers see a massive amount of value in transferable skills. These are core abilities that go beyond a single job title. For example, great people skills are just as valuable as a carpenter as they are to a senior executive or a customer service representative. Whatever you gain, whether you gain these skills in the past job through volunteering or running a busy household, identifying them will help you stand out and even successfully change your career. The core concept here is that technical skills like coding or operating a forklift are job specific, but transferable skills like organization, active listening, or problem solving are universally valuable. Kiwi employers frequently prioritize attitude, flexibility, and communication skill over perfect technical match. They believe they can train the task, but can't train the attitude. So it's important to explicitly weave these terms into your CV key skill section. Uh, let's break down some of these transferable skills, starting with organization and execution skills. These are the abilities that helps you get things done. This includes time management, which is crucial in fast-paced environment, and administration, handling communications, filing, or managing calendars. It also includes financial management like budgeting, as well as digital literacy. If you can quickly adopt to new software or tools, make sure you highlight that on your CV. Next up is communication. Every workplace relies on this to run smoothly. This isn't just about talking. A massive part of is listening, taking in information and actually understand it. It also includes writing, such as emails, reports, or customer interactions, or face-to-face skills. If you are good at facilitating meetings, persuading people, or presenting to a group, those are highly sought after skills. Now, people skills are incredibly valuable, especially as companies place more and more focus on teams culture. This includes cooperation and collaboration. It also includes empathy. Can you put yourself in a customer's or a colleague's shoe? Patience is another big one. Handling delays or difficult situations calmly. And finally, flexibility. Employers love people who can adapt to a new situation or change their approach when things don't go planned. You don't need the title of manager to have the leadership skills. Effectively, leadership is about motivation, or like motivating a team, and making good decisions. This involves prioritization and delegation, knowing what needs to be done right now, and who is the best suited to do it. It also covers critical thinking, problem solving, and mentoring. If you have ever trained a new staff member, coach a sport team, or help a colleague work through a roadblock, you have the leadership skills. So, if you are new to the workforce or new to New Zealand, it helps to understand our workplace culture. Kiwi workplaces tend to have very flat structure. Managers are usually very accessible. There is a high value placed on team fit and building relationships. We also value humility. So when talking about your achievements, strike a balance between confidence and a team player. Building a strong and respectful connection is highly foundation to Kiwi business. Your soft skill and fit with colleagues often weigh as heavily as your technical skills. Informality doesn't mean laziness. Kiwi appreciate a relaxed tone, but they expect high quality result. Also, it is normal to address the CEO or the director by their first name in New Zealand. Now let's talk about how your CVs actually read in the real world. Have you ever heard of the 6-second rule? A study shows that when a recruiter first opens your CV, they spend about 6 seconds scanning it before deciding whether to read further. Think of your CV as your personal marketing brochure. You need to make it punchy, keep it to 2 or 3 pages maximum, and make sure your professional summary at the top is tailored to to a specific job. A very common mistake job seekers make is using the section to state that they want what they want from a company. For example, I'm looking for a role that offers career progression. We need to flip that mindset. Your summary is not about what you want. It is entirely about what value you bring to them. Focus on how your unique skills and background can solve their problem and contribute to their team. So, when you are finally ready to hit send on your application, always save your CV as a PDF. So as you can see on your screen, there are some essential section techniques and standard rules which you may find very useful. So let's so let's talk about something that happens before a human being even look at your CV, which is application tracking system or ATS. If you are applying to a large employer or recruitment agencies, they are using this software as their first filter. When you hit apply, the ATS scan your document to pull out your contact details, work history, and key skills. Here is where a lot of fantastic candidates accidentally trip themselves up. It can be incredibly tempting to create a highly visual, overly designed CV. You might see templates online, heavy graphic design, a little visual progress bar, rating your skills out of 5, floating text boxes, or complex tables. The problem is that uh, ATS software is built to read simple text. When it tries to read those complex graphics or tables, it gets confused. It often translates those beautiful designs into empty, scrambled garbage code. If the software can't read your experience, your application might get automatically filtered out before a recruiter even know you applied. So what is the best approach? Keep it clean. Keep it simple. Clear text on a standard white or creamy background is absolutely the most reliable way to ensure your CV passes the software test and land right where you want it. Here are some of the examples of professionally clean CV. So let's do a quick interactive exercise so you can see exactly what this looks like in practice. Take a look at the two examples on the screen. Notice the avoid example on the bottom. It entirely self-focused. It talks about what the applicant want to learn and where they hope to get out of the job. Now compare that to the good example on the top. See the difference. It's right out of the gate. It tells the employer exactly how many years of experience they are getting, and it provides immediate, measurable proof of their past success. That is what hooks a recruiter. While we're looking at the summaries, let's talk about some of the key things. It's easy to fall into the trap of describe yourself as a hard worker, honest, or highly motivated. My advice, take those words out of your CV right now. Why? Because being honest and motivated are basic. It's bare minimum expectation of any job. They don't differentiate you from the hundreds of other applicants applying for the same job. Instead of saying you are a hard worker, show them by highlighting an achievement where you went above and beyond. Finally, here is a pro tip. Your profession summary should not be set in stone. You should be changing it slightly for every single job you apply. Read through the job advertisement, find the core keywords they use to describe what they need, and make sure those exact keywords are reflected in your summary. That shows the employer and the ATS software that you are a perfect match. I want to issue a quick challenge to everyone right now. Think about how you describe your past roles on your CV. A really common thing I hear from IT professionals, especially those in support or junior role, is that I just reset password and answered help desk call. There is no real metrics to list. I want to completely burst that myth today. Every IT role has metrics. You just have to know where to look. Let's brainstorm some examples together. If you work on a service desk, how many tickets did you resolve on average per week? What was your SLA compliance rate? Did you write a piece of documentation or an FAQ that reduced recurring calls by 15%? Did you help migrate 100 users to a new software system with zero downtime? Those aren't just daily tasks. Those are highly measurable technical achievements. So, when you write these achievements down, start every bullet point with a strong action word. Instead of saying responsible for fixing computer, say resolve 50 plus tier 1 support tickets daily while maintaining a 90% SLA. Instead of saying help with the network, use deploy and configure hardware across 200 endpoints. Action words are incredibly powerful because they instantly suggest you are proactive, analytical, and show ownership. These traits that tech managers here in New Zealand highly value. Your cover letter is your why. Why this job? Why this company? Keep it to one page. And the golden rule is never send a generic cover letter. If you have something like, "Dear hiring manager, I want to apply for the role at your company," they probably throw your resume away or your cover letter away. So, how to find the hiring manager or his name? You can look up the company on LinkedIn or call the receptionist to ask politely who the hiring manager for this role is. Your CV shows you can do the job, but your cover letter proves you want it. So be crisp, professional, and authentic. As you can see on the screen, there are four important paragraphs: the hook, the value pitch, the alignment, and the call to action. This helps you structure your cover letter and make it look effective for the role you are applying for. Have a good read to it. Visual layout is essential too, which means that cover letter and CV should look like they are a matching set. You should use the exact same color scheme and font. This shows a massive level of professionalism and care before they have even met you. Also ensures margin and consistent, like typically 2 cm or 2.5 cm, to keep white spaces looking balanced. Your digital profile works for you 24/7. On Seek, make sure your profile is 100% complete and set your visibility to standard so recruiters can find you. For LinkedIn, use a professional photo and make sure your headline states your value, not just your job title. Use keyword like, instead of saying like finance, use something like finance graduate, finance analyst, or Excel or solution architect. A great tip here is try to reach out to former coworker and ask them to write a brief LinkedIn recommendation for you. It serves as public social proof of your social skill and your work ethics before an employer even meets you. Another important thing is keyword optimization. LinkedIn is basically a massive search engine for recruiters. If recruiters are looking for a solution architect and you have those exact keywords, your rank increase. Also ensure your Seek and LinkedIn profile mirror your CV perfectly, as inconsistencies raise unnecessary red flags. This is really important slide. You need to know your minimum rights. You must have a written employment agreement before you start work. A verbal agreement is not enough. You are entitled to minimum wages, rest breaks, 4 weeks of paid annual leave after a year, and 10 days of sick leave after 6 months. Note: public holiday is time and a half plus alternative holiday if you have worked on the public holiday. Also important to note that 90-day trial are only valid if they are included in your written contract. If you are ever unsure about a contract or your condition on your contract, reach out to your Employment New Zealand or your local Citizen Advice Bureau. They are free and they are here to help. We have covered a lot of ground today, from unpacking your transferable skills to mastering the interview process. I want to genuinely thank you all for taking the time to be here. Showing up today is a massive step forward in your career journey. Job hunting can often feel like a marathon, and it is completely normal to face setbacks along the way. Remember that every no is just a redirection. It's just redirecting you to the right yes. You all have incredible value skills, unique experience, and a lot to offer to the right employer. So when you are looking for a work, it doesn't just impact you, it impacts your funnel and your wider community. So be kind to yourself, lean on your support network when you need the most, and celebrate the small wins, whether that is finishing your cover letter or just hitting the send on an application. So that's pretty much with the presentation. Over to you, Sumaira.
Thank you very much, Azaz. For sure, these were like very interesting and I think quite valuable insights that you have shared with everyone. Really appreciate on that. Now we would like to start addressing those questions. You can leave your comments here in the chat, and we will try our best to make these upcoming sessions even more useful and catered to your needs. I will take here the first question, and then I will pass on to the right people who can answer it. Humayun Naveed, here is the question. I'm currently on a job search visa and looking for a job in software quality assurance, automation, test analyst, performance testing in New Zealand. Over the past few months, I have had interviews with 4 to 5 companies and progressed to the second round in 2 of those opportunities. Unfortunately, I was not selected for the final stage. I think this is very common pattern in the beginning. I have been applying almost all around 90% of the interview tips and guidance you have shared with me. Despite that, I feel that local candidates may be receiving preference over my application. Additionally, that I feel that local candidates may be receiving preference over my application. The feedback I have received from employers has been quite generic and doesn't clearly explain what I need to improve for future interviews. Okay, so Ejaz, do you have any comments on this one?
Yeah,
So
I
I
would
think
like to have one,
pretty much.
but I think let's allow our speakers or like our panelists to answer this, and then we can add on.
Sure.
So um, I may go to Abid if he can comment on this one.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ijaz. Kia ora, everybody, and good evening. My name is Mohammed Abid. I'm currently working at Auckland Council as a head of technology and architecture. As a matter of fact, I have a software QA testing team as well that is part of my team. Now, I think, as Humaira has mentioned, this is quite a common pattern when you're new to the country, and I can give you guys a bit of an advice in this matter where you're making it to the first interview but not making it to the final stages, second interview sometimes. There is definitely preference for local candidates, and there's a reason why. 2 very important things that you need to understand is the Kiwi way of working and the Kiwi way of communication. Those 2 things are key important factors that make it or break it for you. In my experience, I have been hiring people since the last almost more than a decade. And what I see in them is basically, first of all, are they able to effectively communicate with their teammates, their peers? Are they able to communicate with the business? The requirements of their job, do they have effective communication skills to be able to translate whatever the business needs into technologically implementable solutions and be able to do their job effectively? And secondly, what differentiates the Kiwi ways of working from the rest of the world is that we have a laid-back culture. Sometimes, you go too formal, sometimes you go too informal. You have to strike the right balance within your peers, with your managers, with your, with your hiring, personnel, whoever are taking your interviews. The reason why local candidates are preferred is because they already have mastered these skills. And yes, you can counter argue that, hey, this way, how would we be able to even land our first role? Because we'd always just be, left out and not preferred because there's always going to be a local candidate. And this is where I think your first interview makes the impression. You have to understand how the local conversations happen. To be able to do that, you need to possibly maybe go to some meetups, meet with people who are from your industry, from your particular area of work, and socialize, make connections. LinkedIn is your key to success. Trust me, guys. I literally, even though I have been working for council for 5 years, when people ask me, are you looking for a job these days? I say, yeah, I'm always looking for a job. I'm always exploring the market. I'm always talking to people. I'm always adding randomly people on on LinkedIn, and reaching out to them through private messages, trying to establish those connections. That is the most important factor. And let's say, you fail to establish a good communication with somebody on LinkedIn, like 10 out of maybe 20 times, people are not responding to you. But then there would be somebody who would possibly maybe just invite you for a cup of coffee somewhere. And that's where you get your breakthrough. And from that point onward, you can get to know a little bit more about how people communicate here and how your communication needs to go. I think communication is the big factor. Technology skills are always trainable. They can, if you ask me, I've been hiring a lot of architects, data engineers in my teams, cybersecurity professionals, integration architects, and whatnot. And the thing I prefer the most is basically how do they communicate with me and how are they going to lift up the culture of the team. I don't care much about the technical skills because those are things that you can learn. And with the age of AI, everything is literally, easy as you can get AI to do half of your job already. So communication, make connections, understand the local Kiwi way of communication, ways of working. That might be something that gives you the edge over local candidates. Thank you, Jas.
Excellent, Abid. I think you have explained it really well, and I think cover most of the aspect, how to secure to get to the interview or the position. I would like to ask Umair if he want to add something to it, or he's happy. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Jas. And kia ora, everyone. My name is Omer, and I work as the Business Development Manager for a property group. What we find key is networking, meeting with like-minded people. Now, there's quite a lot of platforms that are already available on LinkedIn, community groups and meetup groups. They organize meetups every few months, every few weeks, where like-minded professionals get together, discuss ideas, and essentially talk about what's going on in the industry. This is a really good way or segue into connecting with people who are already working in that space, who might be able to offer you tips. They might even be able to give you inside the information when new roles are coming up, or when they've got vacancies on their teams and stuff. So never underestimate the power of networking. And biggest thing that I would suggest is get outside of your community. Networking within the community is good, but what's even more exceptional is when you transcend those boundaries and step into professional groups that are not limited to a certain cultural background.
Very well said, Umair, and thank you so much for addressing that. We will move forward to the next question. That is from Dilara. Which accounting systems are most commonly used by employers in New Zealand, and which ones would you recommend learning? And then you are giving some examples of those tools. I would like to pass on to Khadija. Khadija, if you are here, can you please address
Yes,
this?
I am.
Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, Samara. Hello, everyone. I am Khadija Inayat. So in New Zealand, the most commonly used accounting system depends on the kind of organization you are looking for. It depends on the complexity of the organization. So for small to medium-sized businesses, usually Xero and MyOb are famous. And Xero is particularly dominant in New Zealand due to its local origin, because it's a New Zealand-based software. And I've seen a strong adoption across industries for that system. For larger organizations and corporates, systems such as SAP and Oracle, which you mentioned, or Microsoft Dynamics 365 are more common. So these systems are typically used in more complex organization and with higher transaction volumes, or you could say more than 1 billion turnover. So depending upon what kind of organization you are looking to work into or you are targeting, but I would still recommend, if you are at the early stages of your career, you could get familiarized with Xero first, because I believe it's high in demand, because in New Zealand we have small to medium companies a lot as compared to big multinational companies. So yeah, I hope I answer your question. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Khadija. Okay, so now there is a question from Niket, and that is, again, I think kind of like we partially answered with the first question. That is looking very similar. I recognize that my lack of local New Zealand experience has affected my shortlisting. What should I do to get the local experience? I have over 10 plus years experience into information security in MNCs. So, yep, So who would like to answer this from PDCN team?
So this one has already answered. I would request Nighat to watch the recording because we really wanted to answer as many questions as we can. So this recording will be available to all the registrants. So, but if there is any specific that you wanted to know, so you can basically refine your question.
I can see here Hamira Hamid. She has left, I think, a good comment here. For the same, anything else, or you guys would like to connect?
Maybe I can take this one, Sumira.
Sure.
I think
Thank you.
most of these questions are reflective of the fact that you're struggling to establish those connections within the local market. And I think this call itself is a first step towards establishing those connections. You're already sitting here talking to people who are there, who have been in the industry for quite some time now, and they're sitting at a pretty senior positions within the market. So as Dr. Bakar has posted in the chat, we will share our LinkedIn profile links for you guys to please feel free to add us on LinkedIn. And if you want to catch up over coffee sometime, I'm based in the city. I always welcome new immigrants to, or people who are, new to the industry to seek some, advice or mentorship or any kind of, help from me. If you want to connect with me over LinkedIn, please feel free to do so. And I think, there's an aspect of people who are new to a certain region. It's not just New Zealand. You move to any other country in the world, there's always a natural hesitation of reaching out to people without knowing them. Please take that hesitation away. I would encourage you guys, go on LinkedIn, drop a note to somebody. The worst they can do is not respond, but you still get a chance for people to actually see that somebody's approaching them, to look at your profile, and possibly there may be something that clicks. It always happens. It has happened with me. I've been here in exactly your situation. And trust me, I've had a huge journey in New Zealand, establishing my career. It was one of the most difficult countries and regions in the world. Trust me, to kind of, establish yourself as a professional, because the Kiwi way of working and the way of doing things here is very different to any other regions out there in the world. The Middle East, or, the Americas, or you go to the European market, it's quite different. And here, I think people value conversations over, formal processes. Email, send an email, apply to 100 jobs, and your CV doesn't get picked up. It's because that human element, that conversation is missing. And if you take a step towards establishing those connections, that is going to help you big time. It's oftentimes, one of my very good friends, used to say that it's not what you know, it's who you know. And not in a bad way, in a very good way, in a constructive way. In New Zealand, if you want to be successful, it's not what you know so much. Yes, you need to have the basic skills and you need to be able to perform the job effectively, but it's also who you know and how much have you spoken to the person, the people who are in that company that you're targeting, and how much socializing and networking have you done. So the answer to most of these questions, the theme that we're getting in the chat right now is, how do we establish those connections? I think you need to get out there confidently with some motivation and drive, and have those conversations, initiate them. The worst is you're not going to be able to get a response, but like I said, out of the 20 people you'd reach out to, at least even if 1 or 2 respond back to you, that would be your breakthrough.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And this is also, again, same thing. If you are here already and you want to have those connections, sometime even taking the resume and just reaching out to those people you are on, whatever type of profession that you are trying to get in, meet your profession people, try to make those connections, and then if you can do sometime walkthroughs directly to the people, do that. Yep. So yes, anything else from your side?
I'd just like to build on what Abid just said. To build a network, you look for building a network from the scratch. You're always going to be doing that. So never feel like you're new into some place, so that's some sort of a hurdle in building your network. There's a lot of industry bodies out there that have networking events. There's platforms like meetup.com. You can go in there, you can search up your industry or, using your keywords, and there would be tens of meetup professionals who'd be looking for similar things. You start your own group. You don't have to rely on existing things. What this shows is your initiative. If you're going to sit there and rely on someone else to come up to you and say, would you like to join my network? That may never happen. You have to take the first steps. You have to commit yourself to it. And if it's not happening, make it happen yourself. Create a networking group yourself. Create a meetup group yourself. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more people like yourself in similar situations who are looking for a similar sort of an opportunity. And once you do that, you start networking, you build up that network, and you get to where you want to be. So don't let it be a hurdle as to, being new in the country and not having that sort of a network. Proactively pursue it. I go onto LinkedIn. There's all of these sorts of groups and community groups where people are sharing their ideas and stuff. Start posting there. People pick up conversations from there. I mean, there's a lot of industry professionals who are members of those groups, and if you post something that can strike a conversation, that can lead to other things. So my advice to you would be to stay proactive, look out for opportunities. If there's no opportunities out there currently, create one for yourself.
Excellent advice, Umair. I think that's another piece that we should be looking into if we wanted to tap into a job market as a first timer. Well said.
Another question is here in the chat, and I think a very good point here and a good question as well. Humayun Naveed, how and where referral will be helpful in New Zealand market? Since we are talking about connecting, I think for this one, shall I straight away go to Abid first then? I think, so it is like quite connected.
I think he's in the lobby.
Umair, would you like to?
Well, Abid and Wakai would be great resources here, but what I'm going to say here is referral is only going to get you so far. It may land you, your first interview, but at that point in time, what you need to make sure is you make a lasting impression on the person that you're meeting with. Make it a compelling case for them to bring you back for the next one. And if you build up rapport, there could be a good likelihood that you'll get hired. Referral is not, well, you may see knowing the right people or who comment that Abid recently made with referral system, but those are two different things. The eventual decision is always going to be the hiring manager's decision. Your referee will only get you so far.
So Dr. Wakari, would you like to add on to it, to this question, like how the referral will be helpful in the New Zealand job market?
Thank you, Ejaz. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for taking out time to join. My name is Waqar Qureshi. I'm the president of the PDCNZ. I work for Wellington Electricity as general manager. Now, the question on the referral, I think both comments made by Abid Rasool and Umair Adil are valid. But most of the time, I think people who are, especially migrants who come from overseas, they struggle to get their foot in the door. And that's where I think they feel that the referrals are really important. And to some degree they are, because they are finding it really hard to get to the interview stage. And that's where I think they feel that people are getting jobs through the referral, which is true for a lot of small companies, because small companies rely on referral systems, but at the same time, they can't take any chance or risk on the candidate, especially if they are from overseas. They don't know you, they don't understand your experience, they don't know whether they can trust a lot of the work you have done or you have claimed in your CV. Someone vouching for you is always really, really helpful. And then it goes back to the points Abid made, is that if you start to know the people and build your network, and they know you, that is very important. They know you, then they can talk for you. What we have experienced in the last couple of decades is people will reach out to me, or a lot of people in this webinar, and would want us to be their advocate or speak for them or refer them, but we don't know them. So how can we speak or advocate for them? So I always encourage them to come and talk to me, have a chat with me, catch up for a coffee, so I can know you better. And when I know you better, I can actually say to someone I know who has got a job available or a posting that, yes, I know this person. I know this person is capable of doing this and is experienced in this area. And I think this is how the referral system will be most effective. Rather than sending an email or sending a message to someone saying, can you please find a job for me in your organization? Can you refer me internally? That hardly works. So yeah, that would be my comment, Jas. Thank you.
Yeah. No, very well said, Dr. Vakar. Yeah, because currently the market is saturated, and the pace is very slow. So the thing is, like, you have to keep on not just like keep on shooting the emails to the employer. You have to wait for the right opportunity that click at the right time. So patience is important. And so, I mean, these are all the valuable comments made by Dr. Wakar, Abid, and Umair, which really help. And hopefully, this session contribute to the some valuable insights for the resume and CV building. So yeah, Umair, do we have any more questions?
Can I just quickly add to that point, Jaz? Apologies. Around the referral point and about knowing the people, one thing very, very important everybody should do, especially if they're coming from overseas, they don't know a lot of people. Try not wasting your time to know everybody. Yes, build your network to the point which Abid made, but find the really, really relevant people to your area of expertise or the area you want to get hired in. So just focus on those people. That would be very important, and don't give up on them. So continue to try and find the opportunity to catch up with them, network with them, or get access to them. If you have to go to networking events, meetup events, requesting someone politely for a coffee catch up, or only for half an hour, quick meetup. And most of the people in New Zealand don't decline. They would always welcome you in majority of the cases. So you just need to, continue to pursue those people. And before you actually put your request down and say, oh, I want a job, I want this, basically just tell them why you are connecting with them, why you're reaching out to them, and then write it down fully. Don't expect them to reply back to you from a message you sent hi, and they are not going to say you hi back. So you need to tell them your full story in your first message, and it has to be effective enough that they reply back to you and then they connect back to you. That is very, very important.
Yeah. No, excellent, Dr. Wakar. Thank you so much for covering that as well. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I think we need to just stick to the time as well. We have very short time now, and I will be going to read now the last question. Sorry, Ijaz, is there anything that you would like to say before that?
No, I think we should head off to the next question. Yeah.
Yeah. So from Zahra Iqbal, there is a question. I understand, Zahra, like you are talking that you do have a good experience and you just finished your studies. That's in PDCNZ pathway that you are going to choose, the Master of Professional Accounting. That's what you recently completed. The question is, I would really appreciate any insights on what makes candidates stand out during the recruitment process. Is anyone here from an accounting background or with Big Four experiences? I think, Khadija, you have been
I
part
can
of
take that question.
Yep, please take it. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Samara. So for Zara, first of all, congrats for completing your MPA. That's a big achievement itself. And from my experience, what really helps candidates to stand out for Big Four firms is strong communication, positive attitude, and showing them that you are genuinely interested. I would what I remember back, I think 5 years ago or so, they used to have sessions hosted by the firms in Victoria University and around Wellington, and where they invite all the grads to come for the information session. And they used to conduct also quiz nights. So this is a great opportunity if you get a chance to be part of that, because you will be able to build rapport. There will be newly grads appointed by those firms there, and different manager present in the premises, like in the session. So that's a good chance to get to know more about the firm. Also, I would say that bring your authentic self to the interviews or the sessions, and just try to enjoy the journey. And it will make big difference if you start enjoying the journey to get where you want to be, and also try to be honest and authentic. Thank you.
Excellent, Khadija. Thank you so much for explaining that and covering that in detail. Yeah, Soera. So
Yep.
I think it's almost 8. So let's move to the next
Last
slide, because
part.
answer questions are keep on coming, and this is just a first session. So hopefully the next slide will show some more detail about our future webinars and how to get contacted by the PDC network.
Definitely, we do learn like from each other experiences, and if you have any help or you want to help the community, please do reach out to us using PDCNZ channels. We are sharing here the links in the chat also. Please join the community and be support to each other. You will receive news and updates by registering on our PDCNZ website. Stay connected, and thanks again for joining us. I would like Ijaz just to take through a little bit of how you're going to be registered process.
Yeah, thank you so much, Samara. So yeah, just like Samara mentioned, that we have a lot of like a platform, like social platform and online platform where you can get connected to all the professionals and all the ELT members as part of the PDC network. But here, that how you can contribute to this community. So we have the registration page, which is completely free at this time. So when you hit on the pdc.org.nz, and right on the middle, you will find the link to get registered. So once you click on the registration link or apply now, it will take you to the membership application form. Here there are some very basic questions to tell us more about yourself, what you do, where you work, and little bit information about your professional career. So once you fill that information, it will come directly to us, and it will build the database, and that's how we can help you get connected with the PDC and rest of the Fanahu as part of the PDC network. So I do encourage everyone to do the membership, because it's currently free, and I'm not sure that how long it will stay as free. So take this benefit right now.
And for all our panelists, like you heard from them, plus a lot of other people, you can definitely go on the website. You can have a look on their profiles. You can join them directly on their LinkedIn, or you can connect with them. So these are the things. Hopefully we are in future intending to bring some more information, and basically that will be bringing more of our ELTs and the people from different professions, whichever you guys like, you will be asking, or the fields or professions like you will highlight. So from these conversations, like from today, whatever we could see in our next panel. So this was the first part of our series. Hopefully in the next one you will be hearing some more interactions, and we will try to make it more interactive for you to get connected and get the answers.
Yeah, so thank you so much. Wishing you and your Fanahu health, resilience, and the very best of luck with your employment goals. Kia kaha, stay strong, keep moving forward, and please don't hesitate to reach out if you need further support. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and thanks again for joining us today and your time.